not, because again, people arrive with different ideas about what they're about to go through. Okay, so we're going to disarm them with some notions. This, and what we tell them is, this workshop is not a guilt session. That's not what it is. And this workshop is not an exercise in blame of any person or any of any group. This workshop is not, what else do I have here?
Absolute statement.
It's not an absolute statement of who is right or who is wrong. In other words, we're not absolute experts here. It's going to be interactive. Okay? Then we get into, okay, let's talk about what this workshop is. What did I say that? The purpose of this workshop, what did I say that? I can't see.
Increase your personal awareness of diversity.
That's one of the things that our goal is, to increase your personal awareness of diversity. Okay? What's the next one say? Yeah, Mary?
Build a better foundation for communicating with other people to make different from yourself.
Absolutely. Communication. Isn't that the key to any relationship, whether it be marriage, children, friend, colleague, neighbor? Communication. Moreover, that's our point, effective communication. Isn't that right, counselor? All right. We can communicate, but if it's not effective, we really don't have no communication. Is that right? Okay. So we're going to try to break down those barriers that impede effective communication. In this case, based upon the diversities of dimension. All right. So when we go through this now, you can actually physically see people go, okay, so I ain't going to be blamed for nothing? No. Y'all don't think y'all right about everything? No. Just most things. And, all right? Now, almost there.
I'm going to save it and take your thing out, because I think that might be
all right. And then, this is a very important slide you'll see next. This one is, we had to slip this in midway through last year because we got a lot of feedback on it. We have to stress to them that this is a 4-hour workshop. We're squeezed 8 hours into 4 hours. We're not going to be able to cover every last issue of diversity. But the NC2A has a program. After you go through our workshop, you then can call the NC2A and request an additional follow-up diversity program that's specific to one of 3 areas: race, gender, or sexual orientation. They will focus only on that issue, one of those 3. But you have to go through our workshop first, and then you can request it. And that workshop is free to the school also. Okay? And that makes me think, by the way, I'm going to backtrack just for a second, because I can't remember if I told you this or not. But schools apply for this workshop. It's free to the school. There's no cost. The only cost to the school is that the whole school must provide us lodging at their expense. But most schools have some kind of deal or something with a local hotel. Okay? That's the only expense, other than refreshments and stuff like that they want to provide. And I almost blew me away. I see a dog outside the door. I'm sure. Which one? Same thing. Just look good. This is it. So is it working? To the goals of this workshop. And we go through this. We don't go through it slow, but we go at a pretty good pace. Okay? And we talk to them and emphasize certain points. And again, we talked about this the other day. To create an environment where topics of diversity can be discussed openly and with a high level of comfort. And so we emphasize comfort. To create an environment where negative incidents are less likely to occur, therefore building a foundation to improve, I hope, cooperation, respect, and understanding of co-workers. To provide an environment to address and understand a variety of complex diversity issues that are safe, participatory, and confidential. To explore personal and institutional perspectives concerning diversity issues. So we lay this out to them. For those people who respond and learn and understand visually, they have it there. Others who are auditory, we actually read it to them. So we're emphasizing from 2 different mediums our goals of the workshop. And that, again, we're just setting the foundation. And we feel like this is important to do, even in a 4-hour workshop, because this is taking time. As you can imagine, this is eating into that 4 hours. But it is so important, especially when later on you'll see as we get into it, because we're going to rest upon this foundation. From there, we do want to give them a kind of a window. Let me go to the next one. About today's activities, because they're all curious about, okay, so I hear you, I understand your goals, I understand what you're trying to do, I know where you're from. All right, so what are we going to do? And so the next slide is, how you doing, gentlemen? I can't hear both of you.
To the computer.
Yes. We talked about today's activities, and you can see the slide there in terms of today's activities. We emphasize the interactive component, solution-based exercises. Okay, these are all key terms that this particular population seems to respond to. Interactive, in other words, is physical, and solution-based. Again, at risk of stereotyping too much, coaches, administrators, and athletics, and I say this because, I've been coaching for a while, I'm like that when I'm in a different mode. Bottom line, cut and dry. I don't need all that stuff. I just need to know what we're going to do, how long it's going to take, and what's going to happen. So we get to that, okay? And so we kind of go from there. Now, after we get to that, all right, I heard Wanda talk about, and I know where she got it from the other day, we get to the ground rules. Now, you'll see on your slide there, we use the acronym SPORT as a guideline for the ground rules. What we do, sometimes but not all the time, it really depends on how long it took us to get through this part to this point. What we do is we use SPORT as an acronym, and we tell the audience, we're going to give you one word that starts with an S that can be a foundation for the ground rules for this workshop, and that word is sensitivity. Can you give me another word that starts with an S that will be employed in this particular setting today?
Safe.
Safe, very good. So we have sensitivity and safe, and why?
Because this should be a setting where we feel like it's safe to share maybe sometimes uncomfortable thoughts or ideas and not feel attacked or judged.
Very good. Okay, thank you. All right, the next word is P. And that one is participate. That's what we're going to use. Participate. Can you give me another word that starts with a P?
Peacefully.
Peacefully. And why?
Well, just you want your participants to engage in a respectful manner, with proper communication, interaction, and honestly, someone you want to chop anybody's head off.
Gotcha. Very good. So everyone agrees with that. Good. All right, next word is O for opportunity. It's our job, one, to make sure we do the best we can to provide an opportunity for everyone to participate, but also for you to make sure you don't talk over anyone and give everyone an opportunity to do that. Anything else to start with an O?
Openness.
Openness. Very good. In other words,
Just being open to sharing your ideas and listening to the ideas.
very good. Most people want to see first. All right. R. What do you think R for us is?
Respect.
Respect. I would think so. Respect. The key to almost everything is respect. What else besides respect?
Realistic.
Realistic. And what do you mean?
I think that when you are dealing with a subject like this, it's a very long process and to make change. But I think if they are realistic about it and learn all of these things, then they can make change. But realistically, it's not going to happen overnight, but they can become a change agent.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Now, our T stands for timeout. Occasionally, we run into a situation where we need to take a little break and give the old big TO because something is said, something is misunderstood, or there's a need for clarity. So everyone has the right to give the big T. All right? It's not for technical, but just timeout. What's another T?
Trust.
Trust. And what do you mean trust?
I think on various levels, trusting sort of the environment, that it is the things that we've talked about, that it is safe, and I guess it's, as a counselor as a whole, trust the process. Phrase that we're familiar with, and just, I mean, part of it is helping the participants buy into what this is all about. And trusting, you know, that they're not going to be attacked, and all the books around them will be.
Not going to be attacked. Very good. Okay. All right. Well, now we have set kind of the foundation for the whole thing. They've gotten a chance to see us. They've gotten a chance to kind of have a little peek into both facilitators' personalities. They've gotten at least an understanding that this is not going to attack people. It's not, you know, that there's potential for them to have a little fun. That, moreover, they may learn something. You know, at the very least, if I sit here and be quiet, nobody's going to jump on me. Okay, so they've kind of gotten that message. But in order to create that a little bit more, and also for us to get an insight in terms of who we're dealing with, we use this icebreaker, and we're going to do it in here. Give your name, your elementary school, and your favorite teacher. And bless you. After we do this, I'll tell you why we use this particular icebreaker. All right? So we'll start with Zach's done this about 300 times already.
Is that favorite elementary school teacher or his favorite teacher?
Or your favorite teacher?
Favorite teacher?
No, this right here, Zach.
Name? Okay. My name is Zach Falconer. My elementary school was Michigan Grammar School. My favorite teacher? I'd probably have to say... I probably have to say a coach. It's my JV coach, Coach Ramsey. He was sort of militant Muslim, and he had a real fire. And, really was passionate about coaching football. Okay.
My name is Wanda Blade. Elementary school was Lawton Elementary School in Seattle. Favorite teacher was Mr. Cook. And I love Mr. Cook because he would number one let me come in when it was raining outside, and two, he would always let me recopy my papers when I wanted to. You know, if I was very anal in the 5th grade, and if something was out of line or a number wasn't right under where it needed to be doing long division, I'd scrap it and do it all over again. So Mr. Cook was the name. I like Mr. Cook.
Nancy Kaplan, elementary school was Parkview State School. My favorite teacher was a gentleman by the name of John.
Now, this is this big psychological, hypnotizing you. You know, now we're going to drop information in on you. But at the same time, we're putting you into